When I first found out I'd been accepted to the Fulbright program, I was excited. But I'm not gonna lie, I was also really, really nervous. I was nervous for a whole host of reasons, most of which are quite normal when one is faced with the possibility of moving to a new place. As silly as it might sound, though, I was mostly afraid of gray. Allow me to explain. Everything I'd heard about Galicia just made it sound very gray to me. Oh, Galicia, God, how it rains there, people would say to me. I would look at pictures of Santiago online and I would see rows and rows of buildings made of the same thing, gray stone. My brief research led me to believe that, compared to the rest of Spain, which was bathed in gorgeous golden sunlight, the entirety of Galicia was shrouded in a dark, gray veil of clouds, and underneath it, miles and miles of gray streets and gray buildings, gray walls and gray ruins. When I look back, I realized that what I was scared of was that the gray of loneliness might befall me too. Entering my Fulbright year in the midst of a pandemic, awash with all the typical uncertainties and anxieties that come from entering something new, as well as the fear brought on by living through nearly 2 years of worldwide sickness and despair, I was afraid I might end up in a place where I couldn't make friends, where I couldn't connect with people, where I'd be all alone. But much to my relief and delight, my time in Spain has been anything but gray. It's been a full spectrum of color. It's been the turquoise of the ocean off the coast of Mallorca. It's been the vivid orange of the fruit tucked into Cordoban trees. It's been the chestnut brown coats of adorable Asturian cows. It's been the crimson of the cranberry sauce at makeshift Thanksgiving dinners with new friends. It's been the neon blues of the Christmas lights in Madrid. It's been the soft yellow glow of the sun setting on the horizon of Tenerife. It's been the red-hot passion in the voices of the cheering fans at a La Liga game. It's been the multicolored spectacle of the windows in Sagrada Familia. It's been the golden tone of my friends' laughter as we discover a new culture and make new memories together. And Galicia? Ironically, I've seen more rainbows in my time living here in Galicia than in the entirety of my life living in the US. It's because Galicia's geographic placement in the northwest of the peninsula, surrounded by the billowing clouds of Atlantic weather, makes it the perfect place for rainbows to sprout. Galicia is the land entre sombra y sol, as a friend told me the other day. Ironically, those gray clouds I feared so much are the very thing that allow these rainbows to exist, that allow them to spring forth in the midst of a rainy day, full of color. But really, now when I think of Galicia, instead of thinking of gray, I think of an excerpt from Romance Sonambulo, a Garcia Lorca poem I read years ago. Verde, que te quiero verde. Now, this poem has nothing to do with Galicia. He was Andalusian and wrote the poem during the Spanish Civil War, and so the interpretations of it are numerous, and certainly not a single one has anything to do with this tiny little corner tucked into the northwest of Spain. But, poetry being what it is, I can't help but interpret it in my own way, and when I think of Galicia, I think of so much green. I love Galicia. I love it green, I want it green. I love it green, I love it gray, I love it yellow and orange and black. Galicia is the green of the schoolyard in the aldea where I work. It's the green of the river reeds in Lugo and the green of the trees in Pontevedra. It's the green of the lights at an Ortiga concert. It's the green of the garden courtyard in the cafe where I prepare lesson plans. It's the green of its coastline in A Coruña and moss-covered rocks and its peaks and valleys. In short, this experience has expanded my mind and my heart in ways I could never have anticipated. Applying to the Fulbright program has most certainly been one of the, if not the single, best decision of my life. Being given the opportunity to so deeply immerse oneself in a foreign culture, to work with and teach kids every day, to absorb so many new experiences and meet so many people with whom you'd never otherwise have had contact. I mean, it feels like more than a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It feels like an experience you might get once in a million lifetimes. I feel so incredibly lucky for every part of my Fulbright experience, for all the new foods I've been able to try, for all the new words I've been able to learn, for all the new people whom I've been able to meet. And I'm grateful to have a relationship with this land, Galicia, of which, to actually quote a Galician writer this time, Alfonso Castelao said, is a land so great in its span and its depth that there are not enough days in life to see it all. But more than anything, I'm grateful for the friends I've been lucky enough to make, the people who I'll know for the rest of this lifetime and, I'd like to think, maybe many lifetimes to come.